Hi everybody, welcome
Hey,
to ESO Live and happy Valentine's Day. I'm Jess Folsom.
Look, we wore Valentine's colors.
Yes.
It's like the only thing I own that's not black. So we're kind of matchy. I'm Gina Bruno.
And we have a great show lined up for you today. We are going to we didn't go and get any little heart dangly ear.
Oh, the little
headbands.
bouncy things?
What are they called?
They're headbands.
We talked about
I know what
it.
you're talking about with the springs.
We talked about subjecting you all to that, but we didn't.
Well, subjecting
You're welcome.
ourselves, really.
Yeah.
I think it's more like it.
So let's take a look at the show lineup. All right, so first off, we've got some news for y'all. We'll keep it short.
We'll keep it short because we want to talk to Cullen. He's our systems designer and housing product owner. He's going to show off some new houses coming sometime after Update 25.
And then we've got a Life at ZOS segment. Some of you may remember we did those a while back on ESO Live.
Years ago at this point, yeah.
With writer Taylor Sear.
And afterwards, if you haven't seen it, we actually launched just a fun little thing on our website called Smolder Scrolls, especially for Valentine's Day today. So we're going to kind of click through that a little bit. You're going to help us choose who we're romancing.
And we will read it.
We're going to read it. Maybe we'll even RP it a little bit.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, you're going to RP it a little bit, Jess.
What?
Surprise! And because it's Valentine's Day and we love you guys, we're actually going to have multiple giveaways today throughout the show, and also Twitch drops are on. Don't forget, for Twitch drops, all you have to do is link your Twitch account with your game account. You don't have to type anything into chat. It just automatically happens as soon as the stream is over. You'll get your drops.
So for the news, first up, the Harrow Storm DLC and Update 25 are on the way. They're right around the corner for PC Mac, coming on February 24th. And then just a couple weeks later on March 10th for Xbox One and PS4.
Now don't forget, this update comes with the patching overhaul. That means you have to re-download the whole game, but it's all in the name of better performance and some additional fixes, smaller patches. It's all good stuff.
And as a thank you for re-downloading the game, because we know that's not something that everybody wants to do, we will be giving everybody a free Crimson Torchbug pet. That's something that you can claim after you re-download the game, and you'll find it in your collections once you have it.
It's going to be in the Crown Store, so
Yes.
you have to go and claim it there. It's free. It's up there for the first 2 weeks after PC launch, and then once console launches, it'll be up there for 2 weeks after.
Yep. And then we recently announced our upcoming Murkmire Celebration event. This is the very first time we're having this event, and that starts on February 20th and runs until March 3rd.
Going back to the re-download, because I just saw a really good question pass by. I saw somebody asking, do I have to uninstall and reinstall? No. So we actually put up a website article, I think yesterday or the day before, kind of going through some FAQs about how this is going to work. Basically, you just launch... Oh, I want to pause that. I have the stream on my laptop and I see myself, and no, I don't want to see that.
So weird.
So all you have to do is open up your patcher and let it run. It'll do everything for you. You don't have to uninstall anything. Just let it go. Super easy. I've heard it so many times.
I know. Those of you with kids.
Oh, you have like frozen PTSD here.
Frozen 2 comes out soon too.
I think
It's gonna
it might
start
have.
over.
I know, but it was so good. Both of them are good, honestly. I didn't know that, what's her name? Kristen Bell. She's the one that does Anna. She actually sings all of her own songs, and she started off as like a professional singer. And anyway,
She's the best.
we're getting off track here, but it's really funny to see, like, I don't know, you see her on The Good Place, and then it's like, oh, you're actually like this fantastic singer. Who knew? Now you all do. Moving on, we announced that we are going to be having another Bethesda Game Days in Boston. This is happening February 28th. We're going to be there all day at the Laugh. Now, that's the one that's kind of attached to the Boston Convention Center. So you don't actually need a PAX badge to come into our event. You just show up. Yep, and we'll be there, but only on Saturday.
Yep. I think it's the 29th.
Did I have the wrong date?
No, it's okay. The Bethesda Game Days
Totally
is
did.
the 28th and 29th. ESO will be there on the 29th.
Yes, which she said. My bad. We're also doing a live stream that day at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be live from the event. We're doing kind of a fun little ESO game show.
Oh,
it's like
gonna
a
be so
trivia
fun.
thing.
I can't wait.
Yeah, so we have Rich, our creative director, and Finn, who was on the last show, our dungeon lead. They're going to be kind of the team captains. We're going to have some players joining them. We got really difficult questions we're going to be asking.
Some physical challenges.
It's going to be fun. And of course, there's prizes.
Yep.
Lastly, you might notice at the bottom of the stream in the title, we have a command, !donate. If you use that command, we are actually doing a fundraiser right now for the Australian bushfire relief. All the proceeds are going to the Australian Red Cross. Right after this stream at, 6 p.m. Eastern, not sure what time that is in Australian time. I'm sorry, Johnny.
It's the next day, yeah.
They are going to be streaming Skyrim, and they're actually partnering with 2K and doing Borderlands also.
Yeah, it's a really great effort.
That is coming from our Australian office. Again, they'll be streaming right after us, so if you want to check them out, feel free to do so. If you'd like to donate before they start, you can just use that command, and you'll see the link pop up for you.
Awesome.
That's all I got.
That's it for the news. So let's dive in with Colin.
Housing.
Hi, Colin.
Oh.
Welcome to the show again. It's always great to have you.
It's been a while since
nice
you've
to be
been on
here.
our show.
Yeah. So today my plan is just to show off 2 of the homes that the housing team has put together
Okay.
for this update.
Now, we had said earlier that you're a systems designer and you're actually the housing product owner.
Yeah.
What does a product owner mean?
Especially for housing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
You're not
the systems
landlord,
designer
right?
part of my job is where I'm putting together what the homes are going to be and the furnishings and that kind of stuff. The product owner side is more about making sure that everything that the team's working on is in alignment with sort of what the studio feels is the right direction. So that's a lot of coordinating with Rich and Lee, or our directors here, and also taking into account player feedback, and sort of trying to build a cohesive vision for housing based on all these different sources of feedback, and then making sure that everyone's on the same page and pulling towards the same efforts.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're a pretty important guy.
You
You are.
sure.
So
You are.
You pull the strings, yeah?
I'm in between the strings, pulling on some of them and being pulled on others. But yeah, it's
So the
fun.
houses that we're showing today, these were on the PTS
Yep.
for people to preview and kind of give feedback on. So we're just kind of giving you a walking tour with Cullen, who helped kind of bring these into fruition, if you will.
Yeah.
And
so-
these will be available sometime after Update 25 launches, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, this will be in the Update 25 window, which is Harrow Storm.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first home that I'm going to show off is Forgemaster Falls, and this is an Orcish home off the coast of Hrothgar.
Now, are you on PTS or are you on an internal
Right
development
now,
server?
I'm on an internal server, but it
Okay.
should be very similar to what you would see on PTS if you hopped on right away.
But just in case there's little cheats and
Yes,
hacky things
yeah.
going on.
If I need to cheat for some reason, I may do so. That is not something you can expect to come with the house. So
Not
this-
a new feature.
If we zoom out here, you can see that this is along the coast of Orsinium. And the way this home's actually accessed is via a boat from Morkel Stronghold. This is the other side of that boat, so you can use this to leave the house if you wanted.
Cool, you got your own dock. That's nice.
Yeah. So the kind of theming of this home is sort of a coastal village. So we wanted to use some of the Orcish styles that we haven't had a chance to really use before in housing. One of the cool things that we got to do as sort of a fun added functionality piece is we've made it so that this forge here is actually a
Oh,
functional blacksmithing
nice.
station. So you can use this to do anything you could do at a regular blacksmithing
That's
station.
cool.
Deconstruct, craft, etc. And we got to kind of frame it with the forge, which was really kind of fun and different. And then there's 2 residence areas. One is a smaller, kind of like standalone residence, which is more in the style that you'd see in the Orsinium city. You can actually get up into those areas if you want to build up to the roof. We made sure to make the collision kind of true to what you're seeing so that you're not feeling blocked off there. This is the furnished version of the home. That's just the default furnishings. You can also see the falls that Forgemaster Falls is named
pretty.
after throughout the home. Our world builder, Nathan Van Weingarten, did a really, really good job with this home. And we actually had a couple of we got it to a place we were happy with, and then when we looked at it closer as a team, there were some weird inconsistencies. You couldn't see the falls from the front entrance. And he took it upon himself to polish it up. He did a whole bunch of work to make sure that it all felt really good and natural.
So do you typically work pretty closely with the artists when the houses are being built out?
Yeah, when Nate's actively working on a home, I'll be stopping by a couple times a day to make sure he has everything he needs.
You just go over. Are you done
Basically,
yet? You done yet?
I'm in a million meetings, so I end up passing his desk kind of naturally a lot. I try not to harass him, and he pretty much always does a good job, so I've never felt the need to harass him.
Nice.
Do you all use real houses or lodges in this case as inspiration?
So that's
for
a
some of the
really
layouts?
that's a really cool question. We do take it for inspiration, sort of in overall theming most of the time. The individual fixtures that we're using here are often sort of a pre-built fixture that we're putting into a new context in housing. So for example, this orcish longhouse with a kind of cool curved crescent shape here is something that the fixture team used, I know, a number of real life influences for when they built it back at launch, basically.
Yeah.
And it spoke to players, and players have been asking for it for a long time, and we felt like this was the right time to bring it out.
Yeah, I've definitely seen buildings like that in Betnik.
Yeah, yep. That's one of the places where you see it early for sure. And we actually got a variant to this made so that you can actually look through the windows. So if it's nighttime and you've got it lit up inside, it'll look like someone's living in
nice.
it.
Do you want to
Which is nice.
change the time?
Uh,
Show folks that, or you want to keep it as it is?
I don't have it super brightly lit in there right now.
Oh, gotcha. I guess if you put lights up in the windows, it would be more prevalent.
Or if you use like particularly wide light sources.
Yeah.
So there's also a little side path where you can kind of look over the village. And this also leads up to a small sort of lake with a waterfall.
Nice little oasis.
Yeah, and stuff like
nice.
this. One of the things that we really like about these kind of water features is that, one, they're gorgeous and they're fun to play in. You can swim in them. You can do, whatever you want to do with the water space. And they're also sort of optional. So if you feel like, furnishing limits are always a concern, these spaces lend themselves to being decorated really simply, or not even fully or not having additions done at all. But if you want to build out and have a larger space, you can choose to build out over these spaces and build like a second dock or build out to other sections of the home.
Now, I notice it's raining right now. Does the weather change in this home?
Yeah, this weather should be very similar to what you see in Rothgar or in Orsinium when you're walking through the zone. Yeah, Rothgar's the zone. Orsinium's the city.
I know, it's confusing.
And we
get it wrong
also
all
made some cool,
Oh, wow.
some of these trees weren't available before, and now they
You
are.
should put that at the base of the waterfall so when somebody jumps, oops.
Oh, whoopsies.
Maybe a little trolley.
Yeah, and the well is also movable. So there's a lot of customization you can do here if you want to. I guess I could go ahead and jump to the second home, unless you want me to show anything else off.
This looks good. I guess while you're in the process of jumping, you had mentioned something about furnishing limits. I know a lot of people in chat are asking about it. You actually put up a post a couple days ago on the forums kind
Yeah,
of talking about that a little bit, right?
Yep, if you go to the housing section of the forums, you'll find a post where I talk a little bit more about the details behind the furnishing limit. The super kind of high-level view is that the upper furnishing limits are in place because they're kind of required to be there by performance. If we had them higher, then you would start running into stability issues. Lower-end PCs, when people tried to enter, would have serious problems potentially.
Yeah.
And it's important to us that everybody kind of have a good experience. For now, our focus is on improving performance across the game, and once we've got kind of game performance in a better state, then we're going to take another hard look at furnishing limits.
And one of the other recommendations was more small and medium-sized houses, which you
Yeah.
guys are always considering, right?
Yeah, so Lucky Cat Landing was a medium home that we released earlier. We're most likely to release those kind of things with sort of major releases, like with chapters and that kind of stuff. But we absolutely, when we're trying to figure out what we want to do next, what people are asking for is obviously one of our biggest considerations. Yeah.
And where do you look for that type of feedback? Are you looking just on the forums, or do you kind of
So
scour around?
I personally end up spending a lot of time on our Twitter, our forums, and our Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Some good places.
internally, we use Slack, and people will Slack me ideas that they see around just wherever.
Right.
We get a lot of internal ideas. QA is always good at giving strong feedback. basically, if an idea is good, I don't it doesn't matter that much to me who said it or where it came from, right? Sorry, this home is Thieves Oasis, and it is in Bangkarai, near Unhallowed Grave. And this home is sort of, if you took an ancient Yokuden like burial ground and then decided you wanted to build a nice like trading post on top
here.
of it, right? So you have this kind of ancient majesty, but then you also have the newer kind of like Hughes Bain style architecture on top of it. So you get both sides of kind of the Redguard experience here. So I'm going to drop into this interior. This is also the pre-furnished version, so this is what you would see if you got it furnished. If it was unfurnished, you'd mostly just see kind of light sources in here, and you'd have the option to decorate it however you wish. As always, all these can be moved. All the furnishings can be moved and adjusted as you wish.
So how do you start the whole process of a new house? Like,
Yeah.
I assume you guys sit around and you're like, hey, I want to create this type of house because of XYZ reasons. But then what? Like, do the artists just kind of create it, or
Is there concept art?
Yeah.
So there's a few different things that go into it. Generally, what will happen is we have sort of a list of things that we know people want, and we have a list of things that we know are going to be coming up in the updated or in the update that we're going to release the home in, and we'll look for opportunities where there's synergies or where we just feel like this is the right time to bring out this thing that people have been asking for. And then I'll usually write up a design. That design will include some reference art. Every now and then I'll have a poorly drawn map that Nate can use. But mostly what I'm providing at that stage is sort of what's the high level vision for the home, what's the theming, what are some examples that you can use as reference. And then Nate goes in and builds the space. Like he is our world builder, and he builds worlds, and they're awesome.
He's sort of the brainchild of all of this.
Yeah, so like we talked about using these ancient Yokuden pieces, and Nate was like, well, wouldn't it be awesome if you could just walk under the feet of these pieces, right? And patrol this
Oh,
this
wow,
wall,
yeah.
right? So you get this sense of scale that you don't get as much when they're off in the horizon. So he has only gotten better at doing this over time, and he a lot of what makes housing great in this game is a direct result of his efforts.
right.
So obviously this area has both those living quarters back there, and I only actually showed one side of it. I'll show the other side after I finish patrolling the walls. But it's also got the oasis that it's named after. And there's also a side section over here with another waterfall, and it's sort of the source of the water. I think I probably jumped off too far to the right, but nope, I did not die.
I see a lot of people asking about pricing and release dates. We haven't announced any of that yet, so where do we typically put that? In the Crown Store Showcase? or-
Yeah, they'll be in the
Yeah.
Crown Store Showcase, and they are releasing after Update 25 comes out.
Gotcha. Yeah, so this home is our largest category of home. It'll have 350 base furnishing slots, or 700 if you have ESO Plus. And then Forgemaster Falls was our second largest category, which will have 300 or 600 if you have ESO Plus.
Cool.
And again, for anybody asking about increasing the furnishing limit, Colin posted a really informative post on the forums, just kind of explaining our reasoning behind the limits that are in place. A lot of it is performance reasons. So definitely, I knew that was going to happen. There's my husband calling me.
You can find that post on the forums easiest if you check the dev tracker. It's a little button at the top of the forums.
Yeah, you can do that. It's in the housing section, I believe, right? And
Yep,
we
it's at
stickied
the
it
top
to
of
the
the
top
housing
there. We
Yep.
stickied it to the top of recent discussions. It's everywhere.
Tried to make it easy to find.
And I saw some people on the forums when we first released this asking if this bridge would be movable, and it is, of course, movable.
See, I
along
want to
with
see
some of
if you
these
can
things.
like put a bunch of those together to span the tippy top part.
Oh yeah, we
Like across
Of course
the
somebody's going to do
Yeah.
that.
yeah, you could build up fairly high in here. We try to. Eventually, there's like invisible walls that you
Sure.
hit, so you're not just like out in the middle of nowhere.
can't go to the moons.
Yeah. But we try to be we try to make it so you don't hit those most of the time, like under normal conditions. So this is the other half of the residence. And since it is Valentine's Day, I figured I would do a little decoration.
Oh,
there's
it's
the
so
music-
precious.
Oh my goodness.
So I set up a play date with the Zelfique.
That is great.
But
Yes. And
Yeah.
is
Oh
all
my
this stuff in
God.
the furnishing pack that's for sale right now?
all
Or
of
a
it,
lot of the stuff?
everything that's being used in this scene is, and then this is a separate offering for the music box. Yeah.
Those little plushes on the
I
Yeah.
love
bed,
them.
can you move those or are they on the bed?
They're separate.
They are separate.
Yep, you can put them
Oh,
however you
they're
want.
so cute.
Yep, and we made sure that if you put them next to each other, they're built so that they kind of lean into each other. Yeah.
God, I love that.
Yeah, they're super cute. I actually made a little Valentine's Day card for my team that used these. It's really fun. And this is another case of artists. We say, hey, we want like a cool bouquet of flowers, and maybe these kinds of flowers, and they're like, well, how about this awesome thing with like a cool, unique vase in its own
It's a
style? And I'm
crazy
like,
looking flower.
these are delightful.
I like it. Yeah.
And we had like a little sweet roll sampler kind of thing. And
I love it.
yeah, it's I really like working with everybody here. It's cool.
Everyone's so clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting in my Word documents and spreadsheets all day.
Oh, stop.
This
Yeah.
is awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, these houses will be coming after Update 25 launches. Date TBD, but keep an eye on the website, the Crown Store Showcase. They'll show up in there. Along with the, I don't know what I was about to say. Along with nothing. Well,
Cool.
there you
Along with
go.
everything else that's coming that month.
Yes. Well, Cullen, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And
It's always
again,
a
Cullen
pleasure.
posted a really informative thread on the forums talking about housing and furnishing limits, so we definitely encourage you guys to check that out. So yeah, we're going to move on to our first giveaway.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great weekend and happy Valentine's.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. First giveaway of the evening. What are we
Boy,
giving away?
I don't know. I don't even know where the command is. I'm looking for it. There we go. All right, so we need to pick a word. I don't think it's this. I had this all set up, and then there it is, and then it went away.
You want to do something Valentine themed?
We're not going to do FU Fin again for
No.
the giveaway. Let's do, I don't know, hearts.
Hearts?
But don't type it yet because I'm not ready.
Not yet.
I shouldn't have said that because now everyone's going to start. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to turn this off. We're going to turn this off because we don't want to spam everybody. And we are going to turn this off because I don't want it. Not farts, you guys. Jeez. There's a song actually. Well, let me start this before I get into my blabbing. All right, I think we got it.
All of you
Let's
folks
see.
typing hearts, you're going to need to type it again.
You got to type it again because I
Yep.
wasn't ready. I spoke a little too soon. There we go. Now it's all coming in. So
Okay.
there's some song. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I can't even think of how the actual words go because my husband always changes it to hearts and farts. Hearts and farts, they fade.
Oh, yes.
What did they actually say? Hearts and... I don't know what it is. Do you know?
I know what song you're saying.
What is it?
Hearts and Thoughts?
Hearts and thoughts.
Somebody help us with the
Thoughts.
lyrics.
Like, I have thoughts. Oh, here come the tears. Well, there you have it.
Do we want to let
We'll
this
be
run?
here
and-
for another half an hour, unfortunately. Got a lot of entries coming in. So yeah, the keyword for the giveaway is hearts. 'Cause
Or
it's Valentine's Day. We didn't even say what we were giving away. What are
I
we
guess it
giving
doesn't
away?
matter. Oh, we were going to give away crowns so that if you want, you can
Yes.
purchase that awesome Hearts Day furnishing bundle.
Yes. I actually don't know how much it is. Do you remember?
Nope, we'll find out.
Okay. Well, we'll give you some crowns so you can buy it. Or whatever else your
Yep,
heart
if you don't want to
desires.
get that, you can get something else.
Oh boy. That was thanks, Wayne. Thank you. All right, so we are going to draw a winner in just a second. Oh, we'll do it now.
Let's do it now. Then we can. Raphael Engel 23. Congratulations.
Ooh, let's lock this. There we go.
Yep.
Bye. Locked. I don't know. Raphael, why are you not following us? You should follow our channel. I actually don't know. Here we go. I'm going to deal with this later.
All right.
Oh, well, I can't whisper you, but we'll deal with this later. So,
Make sure you follow us,
congratulations on winning our first giveaway. We are going to be doing another one at the end of the show. But first, we want to talk to Taylor, who is one of our newer writers here at ZeniMax Online. But I got to pull up all of our information first.
All
All
right.
right, so here's Taylor.
Hi, Taylor. Welcome. First comer on our show.
Yes. Thank you
Taylor
for having me.
Sear,
Yes.
just like Cyrodiil. But it's Sear. So welcome. You are a writer working on Elder Scrolls Online.
I am.
So where did you originally come from? Because we're in the lovely city of Baltimore now.
Yes.
Where did you
move
originate
here
from?
Yeah. Well, technically I moved here from California,
Uh-huh.
but I've kind of been like bopping all over for all my life. I grew up in Connecticut, so, and then I moved to Michigan when I was like 17, and then I lived in New York City.
Michigan.
Yeah.
In the,
Yeah,
a lot
place.
of,
yeah.
a lot of Michigan fans here.
Good apples, good everything.
Yeah.
Good apples, is that a thing?
Yeah, you know.
Washington's known
apples?
for their apples too.
That's fair, yeah.
What else would Michigan be?
Cold.
Yeah, I don't know.
Snow.
Isn't, I'm thinking of Wisconsin. Never mind.
Cheese.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But I was
go-to.
in California right before I moved here.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of adjustment getting used to the cold, but
Definitely colder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Actually, this winter has been super mild compared to our previous winters.
Hopefully
Is
that's
it really?
not bad news for you.
it's fine, it's fine.
It's usually a lot worse. And so how long have you been here at ZOS?
I have been here for, I think it's almost 6 months, maybe?
Okay, so you're still,
I'm really bad at math, but
you're
so
still fresh.
I'm very fresh.
I see. I like your tattoos.
Thank
I didn't know you
Cool.
had that, actually.
Really?
I saw the
What's
little
the
one
one
on your
on this arm?
wrist.
This is a Jean Grey.
Oh, nice.
Nice,
Yeah, yeah.
fun.
Love me. It's just some flowers.
We always like to look at tattoos on the show.
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, I've got assortment.
Yeah. So growing up, did you think that video games were always sort of a part of your life and something that you wanted to get into?
Yeah, definitely. I think my first game ever was Banjo-Kazooie, and I had it
Oh,
on like the
yeah.
64.
On your 64, yeah.
And it was really fun, but I think I didn't really consider starting to like write for games until I played like Mass Effect when I was in high school, I think, or yes.
You can fangirl
Bioware
over that.
fan.
Well, because I've always loved writing, and those stories were so great, and it was the first time that I had like been involved in a story so deeply, and I was like, someone had to write this. Why
Oh,
can't
yeah.
that be me? So I just started pursuing it, but definitely like I've always been a gamer, always.
Were you
awesome.
into writing before you thought you wanted to write for games?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. But it was kind of one of those things where it was like, I want to be a writer, but will that ever work out? You know? So I was like, probably not. But then with games, I was like, this is a new avenue that maybe I could pursue.
I can do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So what are some of your favorite games? Obviously Mass Effect, probably
Yes.
Dragon Age, I'm guessing too.
Yes, I have actually one tattoo of Dragon Age on one thigh and one tattoo of Mass
Okay, well, we're
Effect
not
on
going
the
to
other.
look at those
No,
during the show.
no, thank you. But,
Maybe a summer show.
That's for our evening shows. No, just kidding.
but yes, those are like my top two. Skyrim, of course, which is part of the reason why I really wanted to work here. Stardew Valley is
Oh,
also,
yes.
you know, pretty
Very
much any
chill,
game I
yeah.
can smooch someone is at the top of my list. Like, I just want to romance all the characters, and if they let me create my own character and romance a
Yeah.
character, I'm in. I'm in.
Same.
This all just feels so appropriate for today.
I am. Yeah.
Yes.
Happy
yes.
Valentine's.
So what did you study in school? Did you study any sort of like writing programs or?
So I went to undergrad for psychology because I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew I like loved people, and I think I really loved characters, but I was like, how can I make this into a real world position? But after I graduated, I kind of just really leaned into wanting to write for games, so I went to grad school for video game design.
Oh,
wow.
fun.
Yeah, it was
didn't know
really
that.
fun. It was awesome. It was at NYU. They have an amazing program,
wow.
and I met a lot of good people there, and it was amazing.
Psychology seems like it would be a really good kind of foundation for writing too.
Yeah, definitely, because you kind of figure out like how people think, how people, why they do the things they do. Most of the time they don't make sense, but so yeah, it was a nice segue.
I wonder if there's a lot of people who actually start college knowing exactly what they want to do, because I had that same problem. I went into college and I'm like, man, I want to make video games, so I get into computer science, and God, I was just horrible at it. Horrible. I think I lasted 2 years and I was like, well, this isn't going to work out, and completely did a 180. But I think like almost everybody I knew had that same feeling of like,
Yes.
all right,
Yeah.
here I am going into school. I guess I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like
They
I
ask
don't
you what
know.
you want to be for the rest of your life at like 17. You're
Right?
like, I don't know
I
what I
know.
want to do with my hair.
I know, exactly. I
So
know.
switching gears, how did you break into the industry, the video games industry?
I feel like I got a lot of lucky breaks,
A lot of
but
people say that.
but I
Yeah,
also
same.
worked hard, you know, like I have to take a little credit for myself that I just like knew that what I wanted to do, and I just kind of did all the research I could about how to break in, and it ended up that I found that program at NYU, and I was like, this is a perfect way because they'll take anyone from anywhere basically, and then I got
Really?
to
At NYU they did?
well, like they emphasized that like you didn't have to have a programming background for their gaming program, and you could like come from all walks of life, and so
That's smart.
yeah, exactly, and that was a lot less intimidating. And then after I had been there for a while, I got an internship at Ink Stories, which is a little studio in Brooklyn. And then after I graduated, I just started applying like crazy, and a studio in California, Pixelberry Studios, took a chance
Yeah.
on me, and they were incredible, and I had so much fun there, and I was writing smoochy mobile games there, so it was really fun. But it was just like a lot of people giving me chances, even though I was, you know, young and just starting out, and it was I don't know, a lot of
And now
luck
you're
and hard
here.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now I'm
And
here.
we're lucky to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
It really is luck, because like, I don't know if you ran into this, but when you graduate from college and everyone's like, okay, time to apply, and then you look at all these positions and they're like, oh, you need to have this much experience,
Yeah.
even though it's entry level, and it's like, well, how do I get that experience if I can't get in? And
You just apply.
yeah, you just kind of have to throw your applications kind of out there and
Yeah.
just hope that, again, somebody gives you a chance.
That's the
Yes.
biggest tip we usually give people is just apply. You just
Yeah.
never know.
And do it a bunch of times, because like, I don't know about you, but like I got rejected from here a bunch of times, and then finally maybe they got sick of seeing my application and they're like, fine, just come in for an interview. But
They're
like,
like, oh, they really want to work here.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe we should consider them.
it's it's hard not to get discouraged. You too? Yeah. See, everybody back there is like, yep, same. Yeah, you first shot, right? Slam dunk. But yeah, you really have to just kind of keep trying, even if like they say no, sorry, you know, this isn't going to work out. Try something else. Like just keep on trying, and eventually somebody will give you that
One of
chance.
the best
Exactly.
pieces of advice I ever heard was the job listings on sites are a wish list.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I like
And
that.
usually companies will go with the best candidate they can find that hit the most bullet points and what they're looking for. It's very rare to find somebody who hits all of them.
And a lot of them is personality fit too. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
you kind of get along with the existing team that's there. That helps a lot too.
Yep.
And that's not something you can really prepare for. So
Yeah.
Anyway, so what ultimately brought you to ZOS?
The people, right?
Yeah. Well, it's true. I like when I was looking at applying, I looked at the Twitter and I looked at the community, and it just seemed like everybody was having such a fun time. And since I was such a big Elder Scrolls fan in general, like I played Skyrim probably more than any game ever, and it was just like a dream job to work here. So I saw the position, and I was like, oh, I just gotta try. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
like the exact thing. Like I may not be super qualified, but I'm gonna put my hat in there anyway. And I just got to meet, like during the interview process, meet a lot of awesome people, and then we all clicked really well. So it was a dream come true for sure.
Well, there
And
you
we
go.
don't hire
Yeah.
writers super often. It seems like,
Yeah.
not that I guess any department hires super often, but I feel like writing is one of those where it's a smaller team.
It is a smaller
And a
team,
lot of
yeah.
people tend to stay for a pretty long time. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What does a writer do in correlation with, say, the content designers? Can you talk about that relationship a little bit?
Yeah. We work really closely together usually. It's actually different than anywhere else I've worked. You kind of are creating the story with the designer in tandem. So most days I will go over to like whoever the content designer for my particular quest or story is, and they will tell me all the things they've done, and they're like, all right, this person is now standing here, and there's a box that you have to open here, and I kind of like help craft the story around that.
Yeah.
So I've like likened it to kind of puzzle making almost. Like you have a lot of pieces that they give you and they have a general story, and you're kind of just like you're working together to put all the puzzle pieces into like a nice like picture.
Yeah.
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 And is quest writing what you typically focus on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is most of what I have been doing now.
Nice.
So how is writing for, you mentioned you had worked at Pixelberry and wrote for mobile games. How is writing for a mobile game a little bit different than writing for a game like ESO, an MMO?
I think mobile games are like, I mean, at least with my experience, they were a little bit faster paced. So you're working on something that's going to go out live the next week. So you're
Oh,
kind of
wow.
just like, "Blah," the whole time, which is like not unlike how it is here too, but you feel like you get a little more time to sink your teeth into some characters and you get to iterate a lot on the processes. And I feel like you just get to tell more stories in an MMO like this. Like there's more characters and more freedom to do just kind of like silly things, you know, like independent content quests and things you'll discover out in the wild.
Yeah.
So
I think we have like hundreds of characters.
yeah,
Literally
There are
hundreds.
a lot. So what's sort of a typical day like for you as a writer? You come in, you get your coffee.
I do get my
Like
coffee.
where, I know everybody
Yes.
kind of goes to morning meetings to kind of sync up, but what's sort of your typical day if you have one?
It usually depends on what I'm working on. Most of the time, if it's a quest, I will come in and I'll sit down and I'll open, you know, all the programs that we use, and I'm kind of just either writing dialogue or I'm writing the things that the players will see, like doors or books, obviously, like any of the player-facing text. But I kind of just, it's fun. We have like a little writer's pit in there, and it's all the four of us over there, and we kind of work in silence a lot, but
Yeah.
then we'll take like breaks and kind of scream at each other for a while.
Do you ever like bounce ideas off each other?
Yeah,
and kinda
definitely.
ask for feedback and advice.
Yeah, and it's really nice. And so you're kind of just like, you are mostly solitary working unless you're like working with your designer or something, but once you go on your own, you're kind of just typing away, listening to music, whatever. But it's a really nice community that we have that I'll just lean over to Patrick, who sits next to me, and be like, hey, what's another word for boat? Because I can't think of one. Help me. So,
Do you work with Lehman a lot?
yes.
Our lore master?
Lehman's the best. Lehman is amazing, and he's been so helpful just getting me up to speed, and he's also hilarious. Like, he's my favorite person.
He actually did a podcast last night with the Lore Seekers
yeah, he
did.
did.
Oh,
That you
yeah.
guys should check out if you haven't seen it yet. Yeah, it was really good. They really kind of dove into like what it's like to be the lore master here, which was kind of cool.
What was the funny question that they asked him? Do you remember?
Yes. Do you make your wife call you lore master? The answer is no.
It's worth watching this stream, if nothing else, for that.
Yes. Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes.
So do you have any advice for somebody who's kind of looking to get into the industry and writing professionally?
Yeah, I would say that I feel like the most important part is to just have like a portfolio of work that you can show someone, because it is more important to kind of have a large body of work that someone can look through and be like, oh, this is kind of their style, this is what they do. I would say for games specifically, like working in Twine is really helpful, because you show people that you understand like game design and how it works
Dialogue
with
trees.
stories. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And then just getting like your writing published in any way you can. Like, I think before I started applying for jobs, I interned at like this comic book website, which wasn't what I wanted to do, but it was at least proof that like someone could edit my work and I could like take feedback and like,
Oh, yeah.
so if you can get your work published in any way and have someone have eyes on it, that's always a good thing, even if it's totally out of the realm of what you want to do.
There's actually an interesting question in chat I just saw. They were asking, as a writer, do you have official lore guidelines that you have to research and are constrained by?
Yes, definitely. That's where Lehman comes in all the
Yeah.
time. We definitely always go over to his desk because he sits away from us. So we'll all the writers will kind of like sneak up, like, "Hey, Lehman, can we ask you a question about zombies, Draugr, anything?"
That's why they moved him to the other side, because he's like, stop sneaking up on me.
Yeah, exactly. But we bother him a lot because there's a lot of things that just either from a story perspective or from Elder Scrolls lore we need to adhere to, and it's impossible to know all the things unless you're Lehman. So
Yeah.
we use him a lot.
Yeah, and that's for consistency with all the BGS games.
Yeah.
It is a kind of a living world, although we've definitely added things to the game that have become part of that long-standing history.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you play ESO?
I do.
You do? What sort of things do you like to do in ESO? Like, what are your favorites?
I feel like I kind of play it wrong in a way, but like
Really? There's no wrong
There's
way.
no wrong way.
I play it like I played Skyrim and like Oblivion and everything, that I don't. I just kind of go through the quest on my own and pretend that like
A
I'm
lot
the
of
only
people
one
play
there.
that way.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no,
That's totally
that's
viable.
okay. It's relaxing that
It
way, right?
is, yeah, because you can take it at your own pace, and like I'm not very good at video games. I may write them, but I'm terrible at actually like mashing the buttons and aiming and doing all that stuff. So usually I tend to like go to the stories and talk to people in the towns and all that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever you enjoy. There's like some people log in and they mainly do crafting, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever you like.
Whatever brings you joy.
So I guess one of the first things that you've done that everybody has seen publicly is the thing we released today, which is Smolder Scrolls. Because right now you said you're working on a lot of stuff for Greymore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be my first like in-game things that will be public in Greymore.
Yeah.
So, but other than Smolder Scrolls.
Well, I mean, I've been seeing a lot of people really enjoying
Yes.
Smolder Scrolls online.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
They're like, this is the best Valentine's Day gift.
It's fun, and
It
it's
is fun.
supposed to be kind of silly, and
Yeah.
Just a
we're not
little
taking
side
ourselves
thing.
too seriously here. So we actually wanted to go through maybe a couple conversation options to see.
Yeah.
We can involve you guys in chat, kind of see who we can romance, how things are going to end up. Are you able to grab the keyboard for us, please? Thank you. We need help. Uh-oh, Wayne butt. Oh, Wayne.
Bye,
Thank
Wayne.
you.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I like that you're wearing red for Valentine's Day.
Yes, I am.
That's great.
Romantic.
That's
I,
great.
I said he looked like Captain America earlier with
Oh.
red, white, and blue shoes.
They're not. He's proud of his shoes.
I didn't say they were
They're
bad.
nice.
Very rare. Thank you very much.
They're rare shoes.
They're
There you
beautiful.
go.
They're beautiful. All right, so Smolder Scrolls.
Yes.
Are you able to maybe Alt-Tab out of this? And I think we have it up on another screen. You're just going to have to stare at our faces
there
for
we
a
go.
second.
There we
Sorry.
go. There we go.
All right, here we are.
Who do we want to do?
So Smolder Scrolls, like what is this? Like where did this come from?
Well, this was a brainchild before I got here.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yes.
inherited it. So, but I heard it was a project from last year.
Yep.
That-
Yeah, we actually have a note from Dominic Davies, who some of you might know on Twitter, Aussie Audible. He's our content writer for the web, but he does so much more. And he wrote a message that I'm going to read real quick. So last year we saw the community's amazing reaction to the tease tweet for Smolder Scrolls. So we thought we'd build it for real. And that's how this year it came to fruition. The team had members from all over the studio. So systems, creative services, live services, production, content, web, community, writing. It's just a little fun gift that we wanted to create for the community for Valentine's Day. And we hope you enjoy it. If you love it, please share it.
Yep. So yeah, we're going to go through a couple of the options. Let me actually pull up, sorry, I've got like a zillion windows open here. Let me close this first. And because I want to make sure that you guys can kind of help us through this too. So who do you think, we're not doing the giveaway yet. We've moved on to
We'll do it at the
Smolder
end.
Scrolls. I see everybody excited for the giveaway here. We're going to do it after Smolder Scrolls. So stick around.
You
But
have to sit through our
first,
cringy reading.
you-
Sorry.
You have to do it. You have to do it. If you want the giveaway, you got to sit through this. So, who should we start with first? We have Raz, we have Naryu, and we have Darian
Type in chat who you want us
without a shirt on.
Yep.
True.
So we'll
'Cause,
watch
you know-
chat and see who. Okay. I'm seeing. Oh boy.
Boy, it's kind of all over the place. Should we just close our eyes and pick one? Who's your favorite?
You know,
Which one do you really like?
I really liked Naryu.
I see a lot of
I'm seeing
Naryu,
her a lot. Let's
so
start with
yeah,
her.
let's start with her.
Okay.
Who wants to read? Taylor.
All right. I mean, should I narrate or would you like me to read Naryu? Who's going to read Naryu?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you know what? You can narrate Naryu because
Okay.
I need to set this up. So
Perfect.
I'm not even
Okay,
paying attention
okay,
right now.
let's do it.
All right. You stand awkwardly on the cobblestone street of Balmora as Naryu looks you up and down with a scrutinizing eye.
Oh my god, I love it.
She invited you to the House Halalu Masquerade Ball tonight, hosted by an important Halalu counselor, but hasn't told you why she's brought you along. It's probably for smooches.
Someone's favorite.
The dark elf circles you once, assessing your ball attire. After a moment, she gives you a satisfied hum of approval and comes to stand across from you again.
Well, you certainly clean up nicely, don't you, hero? You look. I need to not look away. You look divine. Every eye will be on you tonight.
Hey.
I know I haven't exactly been forthcoming about what we're doing here, but I assure you, it's all well in hand. You just need to stand around and look enticing while I work. It should be easy for you, darling.
Naryu, please.
Think you can handle that? Okay, what decision should we make
All
here?
right. So we have a poll set up, and
gonna
hopefully
start.
I didn't screw it up. Just put in number 1 or number 2 if you want us to go with, I hate running your errands for you. Or, that doesn't sound good.
Do you guys hear a loud,
Do you guys hear that?
high-pitched?
Are we okay?
Bad things are happening over here, but hey, choose 1 or 2.
We're gonna move on.
We're going to
for
keep
the
going. You know what?
smooches.
Even if there's fires happening, if
Yeah.
things are shutting down,
Ooh.
we're going to finish this, darn
Ooh,
it.
I'm seeing more 2 than 1, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at this magic. It's actually counting as everybody does it, which is fun. So yeah, number 1
I'm definitely
for
seeing
I
2
hate
more.
running your errands for you. And number 2, if it means I get to spend time with you, then sure. All right, I think we're going to lock this one. Number 2 by far. 80% of you voted for number 2.
Who
Yeah.
was choosing 3? There's no hidden option.
Don't cheat.
All right.
All right. Well, aren't you sweet? And here I was thinking I'd have to twist your arm to get you into formal wear. Anyway, the job is simple. It requires very little effort on your part. I invited you to play a very small but vital role in tonight's proceedings. I trust you, and my trust is not something easily gained, so don't screw this up.
I would never.
Don't do it.
Don't screw it up.
If all goes well, I should be done inside an hour. Thank you and relax. Oh, whoops.
Then
Sorry,
you
it's hard to
can
read from here.
relax.
Then you can relax and even enjoy the party if you so choose.
Here we come.
Perhaps you'll even find a dashing suitor to dance with. All right.
Chat, option 1 or option 2. We've turned this back on. I'd rather dance with you for option 1. Option 2, I just want to get this over with, Naryu.
Rude.
Quite rude. Quite rude.
What do you think? I'd rather dance with you, option 1. Or option 2, I just want to get this over with.
Is that the inside voice?
All right.
I'm definitely seeing more
Actually-
of one.
Option 1, 77% of you want to
Yep.
go with option 1.
Ooh, all right.
We're going dancing.
I'd rather dance with you.
Oh, you're always full of surprises, my darling. I suppose I could arrange that after my business is done. I imagine I'll have to chase away other swits lining up to ask, won't I? Lining up to ask you. won't I? Maybe we should practice for good measure.
Oh.
This is quite an important social event. It won't do to embarrass ourselves.
Of course not. No way. Naru steps closer to you, one hand coming to rest on your waist, the other on your shoulder. She presses close and stares deeply into your eyes,
Oh,
a
my.
smirk curling her lips. She leans in a little, so close you can feel her breath on your bottom lip.
Who wrote this, Taylor?
I don't know. It is entirely too steamy. You feel a sharp edge against your side and realize she's pulled her dagger.
What?
It lingers at your ribs for a moment before Naru laughs and pulls away from you. Her red eyes glitter with amusement and something more.
What is it? Maybe she's hungry.
Hungry for love.
Yeah. You know, I asked you here because you've never let me down. Never. I don't have many people I can count on, so I keep the ones I'm reasonably certain about close.
How close?
Oh, but if I'm being completely honest, I asked you here for another reason too.
No way.
What could it be? What does that say? Some
Diluted.
Oh.
I don't know.
Defont word. A defont. Some deluded fantasy about the two of us dancing in each other's arms, drunk on wine, retiring to some secluded hallway where I press you up against the wall and our hands are all over each other and
Oh my God. 50 Shades of Grey in here. And
And
all right.
What's
If
the option?
that's as stupid as it sounds, I need you to tell me right now. Option 1, it's not stupid, Naru. I want that too. Or option 2, it's incredibly stupid. What do you think, chat? Option 1, it's not stupid, Naru. I want that too. Or option 2, it's incredibly stupid.
I'm leaving.
I'm done with this stream. Well, everyone, looks like we're going with option 1.
right.
It's not stupid, Naru. I want that too.
You've made me blush. Are you happy with yourself? You and that lovely nose of yours.
Oh.
And mouth. And everything.
Oh.
thank you. A shiver runs through
Oh, we
you.
got hearts.
Yay! Let's get this done quickly, hero. Then we can start in on that delicious fantasy of mine. I can hardly wait.
Wow.
In fact, I think a taste of what's to come may be appropriate. It'll give me something to think about while I'm working.
Naru suddenly presses you back against the wall of the Randy Netch Inn that you're standing in front of and brings her body close to yours. Her expression is unreadable. She's either going to kiss you or kill you, and you can't quite tell the difference. You grab her hips. She's surprisingly soft.
Oh.
Her mouth hovers inches from yours, and she chuckles low, sending shivers across your body.
Oh, my palms are sweating.
Every part of me is sweating. You lose yourself in the moment, savoring every second. The end. Yay!
Congratulations. The Mother of Blades has a special place in her heart. Just for you.
And she didn't kill us.
Aren't you glad this is the first show you came on?
Yeah. Yep.
So, if that excited you, there are 2 other options that you can go through. One with Raz, one with Darian. Shirtless Darian.
Yes.
And you can also choose to make them unhappy, let's say.
Aw.
There,
Why would
there
you
are
wanna do
options.
that?
There
You
are
could
other
also
options.
be friends with them too.
Yep.
If you could be whatever you want.
Well, That was fun.
How are we doing on time? Oh,
We actually
it is almost time for
need
the
to wrap
Australian
up.
stream.
We need to wrap up. So you know what? We are going to do our last giveaway. And while we're doing that, we'll say our goodbyes. Keyword for this giveaway, maybe I should actually start it so you guys can win the giveaway,
Smolder.
is smolder. Yeah. Keyword is smolder for Smolder Scrolls. We hope you guys had a great Valentine's Day.
And we hope you enjoyed the Smolder Scrolls.
Yes.
I mean, got our audio guy like fanning himself back there. Wow, that was really fun. So, smolder is the keyword for this giveaway. What should we give away for our final?
Do we want to
giveaway of
do
the
the same? Something else?
I mean, everybody loves a crown pack, right? So maybe we'll do a nice crown pack for the winner. 1,500 crowns for whoever we draw as tonight's winner. Don't forget, right after our stream ends in just a few minutes, the Australian team is going to spin up their own stream. They're going to be starting with Skyrim. Then moving on to Borderlands, they're raising money for the Australian bushfire relief. Everything's going to the Australian Red Cross.
For a really good cause.
Yes, so should be a good time. Johnny Roses is down. He's the Australian CM who's
Hi,
going to be streaming. He's
Johnny.
probably watching and thinking, can you please finish up your stream so we can set up?
He's probably laughing himself to tears right now watching us.
So we'll give you guys just a few more seconds to get your entries in. Keyword is smolder for a 1,500 crown pack. Thank you so much for joining us today on our
Thank you.
stream.
It was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We hope you join us again.
I would
Maybe
love
we can do
to.
this again sometime.
And we can't wait to see your work in Greymore.
Yes, I'm so excited. Everybody play it.
So I just drew our winner. We're going to close the giveaway. It is Rowamba, who's also not following our channel. So please follow us,
Please
and
follow.
we will get in touch with you. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you all. Have a very happy Valentine's Day.
We love you guys. Thank you so
Yes.
much for watching. We will be back in 2 weeks. Don't forget, live in Boston. We're going to be doing our stream there. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Thank you. We need the little lights back. Otherwise, I'm just kind of...
There's like 1, 2, 3.
There's too many cameras. So yeah, tune in a couple weeks, 2 o'clock on the 29th. We'll be live in Boston doing our game show. And
It'll
then
be
2
lots of
weeks
fun.
after that, we're probably going to be doing a dungeon run.
Yes.
One of the new Harrowstorm dungeons. So
Come watch us die.
come watch us die. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend all. Thank you.